I hate takeovers. Controversial take, I know. I'll take everyone one at a time in a 1v1 fist fight to the death, I understand. You know what else I also hate? Animals being put in dangerous situations. Alright, now you guys can come at me all at once. I know I've really put up my arms on this one, so I'm ready for it. I was scrolling Reels today, as one does, and came across a video that I just thought was kind of wild, and I just wasn't a huge fan of it, and so obviously my first thought with that was to come here and share it with you guys. I'm really just not a big fan of takeover driving. You know, call me stuck up or an elitist or whatever you want to say, but I just don't think banging the car off the rev limiter, like just revving the engine out all the way and damaging the motor while you're just pinned on the throttle is cool. I just don't share that sentiment. And if you do, I guess that's fine, but if you like takeovers, then no, you're wrong. Now, obviously, with these two beliefs I have, I wouldn't expect there to really be anything that would make those two paths cross together. I figure both those beliefs of mine would stay somewhat in their own areas. But like a squirrel running out in front of the car, I'm about to make this more complicated. So obviously, very short video, but a lot to unpack there. I will say right off the bat, there is some credit that I will give the S2000 driver. I know I was kind of comparing him to takeover groups at the start of this, but I will say this is a very narrow alleyway wherever they are, so it does take a little bit more skill to slide the car like that. You can't just jam on the throttle and take out a crowd of people like many others who do this would. You do actually have to kind of work the car a little bit, you know, give it a very hard clutch kick to really spin that back end around, or even get into the brake a tiny bit as you're clutch kicking to kind of keep the nose in place as the back end spins around, whatever. I get it. He is doing these figure eights in a very small space, so I will commend him for that. But man, what a sketchy looking situation. Like, I personally wouldn't have done that at all, but obviously this guy did. You can hear from the driving, as much as I commend him on keeping the car out of the wall in such a tight space, he is absolutely banging off the rev limiter. He has pulled up a seat and is posted at 9,000 RPM almost the entirety of the video, and for whoever the hell knows how long after that. That kind of stuff is extremely damaging, and something I tell clients all the time when we're working on low friction exercises. You do not need to bang off of limiter to get the car sideways. Obviously, in a situation like this, he's really ripping on the car, and he is getting into a lot more of that throttle to get that car turned around so much, but that's why this just isn't something that I would do at all, because it is damaging. Now, obviously, the dogs being involved. There are a lot of comments here about people mentioning the dogs, saying, oh, you know, the driving's cool, but man, you should really get the dogs inside. You should really not have your dogs outside while you're doing this stuff. And I understand. I understand the immediate assumption that these are his dogs. I am an American. I am living inside of the United States, where usually when you see a dog, it's either very, very obviously a stray or belongs to someone. This video, however, really doesn't look like it's taken inside the States here. This looks like it's another country. Which one, I don't know, but there are a lot of other countries where dogs just wander the streets, and that's just kind of normal over there. This, to me, really looks like that situation. There was like 3 or 4 dogs running around the car, and man, they are getting close to the wheels. They were really excited about something. I don't know what, but they were running right up to the car, chasing it around. I think one of the dogs near the end there even was trying to run up to the front right wheel, and I don't know if he was trying to bite it or what. It was just really close. I don't know what got the dogs so excited about that. I don't know why they wanted to be so close to the car there, but if I was the person driving in this situation, I just would have backed off, because I don't know if a dog's going to run out in front of the car, and he for sure doesn't know that either. So just a very odd, very kind of jarring video here. It's just super sketchy. You know, watching it from point A to point B, you're just worried about the dogs. The guy's absolutely beating the hell out of this S2000 all at the same time. It's a whole mess of stuff where thankfully nothing bad happens at the end, but it's a lot. My personal advice for this is pretty simple. don't do donuts in front of a whole pack of dogs. I think that's pretty straightforward, more or less, but I want to give something here just in case someone, for some reason, did have that idea. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to yap about this real quick. It was a pretty wild video to see and definitely made me feel some type of way, as it did for many other people here, so I just wanted to share it and talk about it a bit. So I'll get out of your guys' hair. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.